Hello, folks. This is Bob Safeld. I want to thank you for attending our Thursday night Digital Frontier News webinar, and we have got some interesting news that I actually, because of some breaking news occurring, uh, which I'm going to kind of go into depth on. I'm moving our subjects around a little bit, and I'm sure you'll be happy about my decision because it's well. You'll know soon enough. But before we get started, just to make sure you all can hear me, if you look at your screen upper right hand side, you're going to see a little hand. Kind of move that hand, turn it on, turn it off, just to make sure you all hear me clearly. Just to click on that hand if you can hear me. Oh, there's a hand. There's some more hands. Good, good. So we're good to go. Okay. Once again, just to remind everybody, the purposes of us all being here, of course, is, and boy, we're really filling up with a ton of people tonight. The purpose is really to go over trends that are happening in the cryptocurrency field. And there are some very interesting trends breaking right now, and also tech secrets. So we're going to go into some tech secrets, but mainly tonight is going to be going into some trends that have been occurring. And of course, we also do our famous drawing, which we provide 10,000 cloud coins to the winner. And that's a great thing, too. So before I get into the meat of our major topic tonight, for our folks that are involved with our digital experts intelligence report, you've been seeing me reporting on what's been happening with the big Wall Street houses and the big financial players. And I have been telling you that right now, and just understand that these big players like Goldman Sachs, they control hundreds of billions of dollars in investments. They control hundreds of billions of, not millions, billions with a B in investments. In addition, many other these major trading houses control hundreds of billions of dollars. And as one can imagine, some of their holdings include holdings in media outlets, obviously, money invested in media outlets, and also many of these major investment banks and investment houses also have significant investments in Twitter, Facebook, Google, and the like, LinkedIn. So I have been, in my digital currency alerts, I've been letting people know that there is an effort for at least another 2 months to 2.5 months to suppress the price of Bitcoin as much as possible while these big investment houses accumulate them. Now remember, Goldman Sachs announced about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, that they would be opening up their trading desk on cryptocurrencies in June. Now, what does that mean, a trading desk? That means they're going to be buying and selling cryptocurrencies, futures, anything related to the field. Now, one of the tactics that's very consistent in large industries is the created bubble and popped bubble and reaccumulation. Now, probably the single great, well, there's two real great examples of this. Back in the mid-late 80s, 1986, 1987, I believe I'm on the mark here, maybe 87, all of a sudden you heard about the savings and loan crisis. Now, what did saving and loans banks own? Well, those were banks, savings and loans, that got depositor money and turned around and loaned that money for real estate properties. And all of a sudden there was, quote unquote, a savings and loan crisis. And the government had to step in and take over many of the savings and loans and their assets. I forgot the name for the organization. They had a cool little, fairly, safe sounding name. I think it's the Real Estate Trust or something like that. But anyway, they assigned a trustee to this little scam, and all of a sudden the trustee is selling off properties to, quote unquote, get some money back for the savings and loan depositors. So they were selling off properties pennies on the dollar. In fact, I was in Dallas during this time. I was in Dallas, I was in San Antonio, and I remember them selling off these properties just for nothing. And who do you think was buying the properties? Oh, yeah, the friends, the political well appointed, the connected folks, and they were busy scooping up properties for next to nothing. Then all of a sudden, this savings and loan crisis that was going to cost the US government hundreds of billions of dollars ended up making the US government hundreds of billions of dollars. They actually made a profit on this thing. Move up to 2007, 2006, 2007, 2008. Another big bubble, another big crisis, another big fire sale of real estate. And guess what happened then? 2009, 2010, 2011, all these big players are scooping up properties right and left. I could sit here literally all night. You're probably bored stiff. I could sit here all night and give you example after example after example of this whole thing being played out. It's the same thing going on right now with currencies, cryptocurrencies. You have created news, and I don't know if, and I'm not have no intention of getting political here, but let's just face it, there is some fake news out there, isn't there? I I'm not even going to touch the political side of fake news. There's fake news in so many areas. Well, this is strategic fake news designed to create a lemming-like effect of people jumping out of the ship, prices going down, accumulation of currency. Let's just say accumulation of an asset, and it's just going to happen. So I know, like last week, there was a sudden rise in Bitcoin and some of the bigger currencies. It was a 15, 16, 17 point rise, and I didn't want to be the bad person at the party. I didn't want to be spoiling everybody's mood, but I told people, listen, this is going to last another couple days, and then they're going to find out some more bad news. So what was the news that what was the news that was, I believe, manufactured? All of a sudden you hear about Facebook and Google and Twitter and LinkedIn deciding that they were no longer going to promote cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's fine. No, it's not like there was a giant amount of cryptocurrencies being sold on Facebook, folks. This wasn't happening. But it was the kind of news that would cause some people to dump their coins, lose money, and let the fat cats accumulate stuff on the cheap. So all I am trying to say is don't run for the hills in the instant there's some bad news. Understand that 9 out of 10 cases it's created. So that's just word for the wise. So let's talk about something that is going to have and already has begun to have a significant ramifications for cloud coin specifically and privacy coins in general. In other words, coins that do not divulge consumer information such as transactions and the like. We all know that the big deal on Bitcoin is they've got this thing called the blockchain. And the really super good thing about the blockchain is you can know that the transactions are true because you can access them all. Well, as I've said repeatedly, and many people have said, there's a lot of people who aren't exactly in favor of that. So there have been events in the last, I would say, 12 days that is causing tectonic ripple effects throughout the financial and high-tech world. And what was that? This story about Facebook. And I talked about it last week a little bit. And there was this company that was an analytics company that was using access to Facebook's data to put together modeling to make and run political ads. They've been doing this for literally a couple, 2-3 years. This only became news because they worked for the Trump campaign in the not even during the general election, during the primaries. And interestingly enough, the Trump campaign found that the analytics, the data coming from this firm was not really that good. And then they got access to the Republican National Committee data, and they just used that. But I'm not trying to be political. I'm just trying to give you the landscape here. But because there was this connection to Trump, all of a sudden, let's just say a certain spectrum of the political spectrum decided to make this an issue. Boy, has that had repercussions. Because what's happened, obviously, is that Facebook, all of a sudden, all these people, all these people said, oh my gosh, Facebook is collecting my data? Oh my Lord. Facebook is collecting so much data about you, and it's all coming out now, right down to if you're using particular apps, they are collecting your voice communications. They are collecting data on every single place you've been to. I mean, they have GPS systems that can show somebody all the different places you've been to through your phone. I mean, I once again, I could go all night long and tell you all the data, but to me, it was absolutely no surprise. I mean, what do you think? The police organizations, from federal police, FBI, local police, state police, international police, their number one investigative tool is Facebook. That's the first place they go to when there's a crime, at least most of them. They find the suspect and they start doing tracing of who that suspect's friends with. They look at all the posts. All I'm saying is this is kind of obvious, and this is all stored, but this is all out in the news now. And Mark Zuckerberg and his pals didn't exactly handle it too well. For 5 days, they were silent on this issue. And obviously, the politicians got involved, and Facebook's stock price has dropped 20% as of a couple days ago or a day ago. They've lost almost $100 billion in market value. In fact, I remember a week and a half ago, I told my wife, I said, boy, we should be shorting Facebook. That's where you borrow stock and then you sell it at that time and keep the money. And then when the stock keeps on dropping, you pay back the loan that you used to buy the stock. That's a basic example of shorting. But my point was, whenever you hear somebody saying, hey, you should short the stock, that means they're pretty confident it's going to drop. And it's still dropping. And it's gotten so bad that now Apple, Tim Cook, is attacking Facebook. That's great. Oh my gosh. And what does Tim Cook say? Tim Cook said this. We could, quote unquote, quote, we could make a ton of money if we monetized our customers, Apple customers. If our customers were our product, Cook said in an interview. We've elected not to do that. We're not going to traffic in your personal life, Tim Cook says. And here's the killer line. Ready for this? Privacy to us is a human right, a civil liberty. So Apple has come out four square against Facebook and Google. All right? I mean, we have the big titans going after each other. And Cook is saying people should not be accessing your information the way they are doing that. Now, so Congress is now having hearings on this. And Mark Zuckerberg, and I guess, some people are really smart in some areas and really stupid in other ones. But Mark Zuckerberg goes, oh, yeah, we should be regulated. I'd love to testify. Are you kidding me? Love to be regulated. That's really bright, Mark. And I'm sure that's what's scaring away so many people. But here's the thing. Here's why this is a winning hand for the cryptocurrency field, particularly Cloudcoin and other digital currencies that do not rely on proving the transactional history of their currency. Cloudcoin doesn't collect it. They don't collect. If you use a Cloudcoin for this thing and it goes from this person to this person, they're not collecting that data. And there are other privacy currencies that aren't doing that either. So I can tell you, and in fact, I plan on calling the PR agency that I have been using and working with to get well over 120 media appearances for Cloudcoin. I could tell you within a week from now, I'm going to have they are going to start pushing the story of Cloudcoin doesn't sell your data. So we're going to really pitch that story. I'll be talking to the owner of the PR firm tomorrow. Cloudcoin doesn't collect your data. We're going to counter right against what's happening with Facebook. Boy, are we going to get some media then. It's not like we didn't already get some. But I can tell you right now, this is a major deal for cryptocurrencies that don't collect data. This is going to be a key thing because Google, Facebook, to even a lesser degree, Amazon. Don't think Amazon has clean hands here. They collect customer data like you have no idea. That's coming to an end, my friends. And their business model is going to be real interesting then. I mean, I'd be selling short Facebook and Google, and to maybe even a lesser degree Amazon. I don't know enough about how much data they collect, but them days are numbered. So any high-tech thing that has a business model that does not require holding and selling customer data is going to be a big winner. Here's another story on this: the top 5 privacy cryptocurrencies, the future of crypto security. What's the future of crypto security? Not having all this customer information locked up and available, or excuse me, available for anybody to peruse. That's the crypto. That's security. You don't want to have everybody knowing everywhere all the things you buy or where you go or your consumer tendencies. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start moving that story, and it's going to go fast. I'll be on the phone tomorrow with the head of the PR firm. You can bet your life on that. So that's a big deal. If you hold Cloudcoins, just hold them, okay? Just hold. And if you've got cryptocurrencies in general, hold. Don't let all these big banks scare you out. All right. So there's two more subjects I want to cover real quick because I'm getting just a ton of people reaching out to me, particularly in the last 24 hours, who have lots of questions on what's happening on our crowdfunding with Digital Frontier Marketing. And I have a lot of people asking me, listen, yeah, can't you extend it? Can't you just, add a couple more months onto your crowdfunding? The answer is no. It's not my decision. We're following the Security Exchange, Commission law. I mean, regulations. I mean, you only have so much time you can do these things. And right now, I think let me see. I'll take a look at what's our how long do we have left here? Just take me a second. Got to look at my phone here. I'll give you the exact time and date here. Okay, how much time does this thing go? It's taking a second. Okay. Hit the little button. Boy, is my phone slow. Okay. We have exactly 2 days and 5 hours. So I don't know if that's exactly, well, it says that's 2 days and 5 hours. So it looks like this baby shuts off on Saturday. Okay. So that's how much longer you have. And I'm going to just there's 6 questions that keep on coming up. So I hope you don't mind me just answering those 6 because I can tell you guys now, and then we can put it in, we can set up the recording tomorrow. First of all, when you own a piece of Digital Frontier Marketing, you own units. It's part of an LLC. It's units. Same thing as shares. It's just not called shares. It's called units. When you have units, the first big benefit is when we earn currency from our cryptocurrency clients, we take a portion of those coins and we distribute them immediately to our unit holders, our owners. To date, we have distributed over 19 million coins to our very lucky owners, our unit holders. In the second half of April, we're doing our third big distribution, very big, millions of coins. So I hope everybody understands that. And it's not like it stops. It means that from here on out, as long as you're an owner of you have LLC units, you'll continue to get coins. And our first quarter is about to end here in 3 days. I think we made a profit our first full quarter, which is incredible. Okay. So we're going to be doing profit participation. That's cash money. All right. That's number 1. Number 2, yes, Digital Frontier Marketing owns the patent pending, the collectible patent pending. It owns it. That means if you're an owner of it, being Digital Frontier Marketing, you're an owner of the patent pending. Now that means, as an example, if some big tech company comes along and says, I want to buy that patent from you. Yeah, I'll buy it for XYZ. Now, let's say we get that ginormous check in. Guess what? It gets distributed out to the LLC unit owners as part of the company. So, yes. And as we make and enjoy more profits from the patent, the LLC members enjoy the benefit from that. Next question, exit strategy. Okay, we have an exit strategy. I mean, and an exit shouldn't scare you. It means that we are building the company so that at some point in the not too distant future, it becomes very attractive to two types of potential transactions. Number one, a big company like a big online retailer, if you know any of them, could come in and say, hey, I want to buy your retail operation. You're selling all these digital currencies to this huge list of buyers. You guys own the patent. We want to buy it. You're selling all these cryptocurrencies, or you're generating all these cryptocurrencies. You're earning all these. We're going to buy it. That's one way to do it. You can be bought. You can merge with a company. You could even be bought by a big company with stock. Now, provided in my humble opinion, and since I would call the shot on it, I wouldn't take stock unless it was incredibly liquid, meaning we could, you know, we could liquefy it so we could get cash money to everybody. The other route, not as attractive to me, but still nevertheless there, is going public. That's another route. And I don't even want to get into that whole thing. I mean, that's another route. Okay. So there's always an exit strategy. And if I have an opportunity to make everybody a whole pot full of money by somebody coming in and saying, hey, we're going to buy it for XYZ, chances are if it's going to make you a big enough return, and I ain't talking about 20 or 30%, folks. I'm talking big return. I'm probably going to take it. Okay. So next case, or what's the next question everybody asks? Oh, this is a big one. People are asking me, okay, you'll finish this crowdfunding and you can go ahead and do another fundraise after that everybody can partake in. Not true. There's one type of an investor that is called an unaccredited investor. This is an investor who does not make individually $200,000 a year, or if they're married, they don't make $300,000 a year, or they don't have total assets worth over $1 million, not counting their primary residence. Can't count your primary residence you live in to determine your asset value. If you don't have more than $1 million in assets, not counting your primary residence, or you don't have more, you're not making more than 200,000 as an individual or 300,000 as a couple, you're not an accredited investor. You are an unaccredited investor. Right now, for the next 2 days, we can still take investments from unaccredited investors. That's one of the benefits of crowdfunding. They allow that. And so once this crowdfunding ends, we can't do that. In fact, even if we wanted to take money from an accredited investor, we'd have to go through a whole filing and a bunch of stuff we'd have to do again. Quite frankly, with us showing looks like a profit in the first quarter, why in the heck would I raise more money? So there you go. I hope that answers that question. Now, people have been asking me, well, how do we do this? How do I invest? Just email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, and use the subject line crowdfunding. I have a real simple email I'll send you that gives you the process. Very simple. So that's how you do it. And I want to do it that way because, quite frankly, sending you to the site that you actually do, you need more information. So last thing, if you want to get, it's funny, if you want to get in on investing on the crowdfunding, email me tonight. Don't wait for tomorrow, because if I'm not here, you're not going to get the directions, and it's possible I'm not going to be here, late during the day or night. So just email me now, bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, and use the subject line crowdfunding. Okay. So I hope those questions are answered, because I'm just getting a flood of emails because people are, they've waited a little long and now they want to jump in. They're hearing about it. And by the way, if you have friends that are close that I have a nice little briefing on the company that I send the directions on. So if you have friends, just let them know. Email me. Okay. Next topic. Some of you have been seeing little news items about our crypto collect or our digital collectibles. Boy, is it rolling fast now. I'm now in discussions with how many major talent agencies? ICM, CAA, William Morris, IMG. You should see some of the celebrities we're in negotiations with, Hall of Famers, uh, uh, from NBA, NFL, big music stars. We've already gotten commitments. We've had agreements. We're negotiating terms. And I could tell you right now, when the first pile of money, royalties, starts hitting these celebrities, they actually see money in the form of royalties from this digital collectible, it is going to be a tidal wave. Because I could tell you, it's almost one for one. Every agent goes, man, this is cool, and if any agent doesn't move now, it's only because they almost think it's too good to be true. They're like, are you kidding? Well, listen, let me see how somebody else does with this. And if everything works out, I'll take my. I mean, one agent sent me a roster of celebrities, and if I just start reading you the list, you would go, oh my gosh. I mean, talk about a double plus list. So, um, right now, the work on the actual website itself, I believe, outside of the e-commerce section, is done. Oh, does it look nice? I'm not going to show it to you yet, but it is done and it is gorgeous. And we are going to be doing a full briefing, full pre-launch briefing on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So we will be sending out notification how you can. Now, I can tell you we already have so many registers for that. We will probably run out of room for that. That's for sure. Because I am limited to 500 people here. So I'm going to send this thing out, the notification, I think late tonight. So make sure you register. But let me explain something about how the soft launch is going to start right now. Because there's a soft launch, which I like to make available to people that have supported us. That's like you guys. And then we do a pre-launch that's available on Tuesday to our giant. I don't know if you know, but we have a huge coin buyer list now. It is huge. Huge. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people now. It's huge. So we have a soft launch, which is me telling you guys and giving you guys first dibs on this tonight. And then the pre-launch is April 3rd, which gives the next larger group of people access to these coins. And let me explain. And I'm going to give you a little information. This is just a little bit of data about the collectibles. And I want to kind of key in on why and how they are going to be valuable. First of all, with collectibles, the way you make them valuable is you have to have a limited number of the collectibles available. It's the same. It's what you do with baseball cards, football cards, stamps, prints, limited edition prints. You have to have a finite number. And once the number is sold or distributed out, there's a next step you have to do. And if you do the next step right, oh my lordy be. We'll talk about that in a second. So the first thing you have to do is you have a fixed quantity, okay? Second thing you have to do is once you've hit the number, you never, not ever, ever, ever sell one more copy. Ever. It's called retirement. They have this cool little word. It's retirement. You're retiring the collectible. Doesn't mean the collectible's gone. It just means it's retired. And here is how you can make that collectible go to the moon. Okay. It's you make the retired units or the limited units available to the biggest possible audience after the retirement. So on our big Celebrium site, there's going to be a section there called the Trading Post. Trading, Trading, Trading Post. And this will allow people who own a collectible or collectibles to post their collectible for trade, like they'll trade for other collectibles, or sell, they're ready to sell their collectible, or people will post if they want to buy collectibles. It's a forum. Now, Celebrium doesn't make a single dime off of that. We just have the trading post in the main site. And when we start having all of these affiliates out there, thousands of affiliates, they'll have the trading posts up there too. So if you can understand, like you have, I'm trying to think of the auction house. What's the auction house in New York? I can't remember the name. But you have auction houses that sell collectibles. Well, those auction houses have limited, but some availability and distribution. What we're going to do is we're going to make these collectibles available to thousands and thousands of people, not just in New York at an auction house, but worldwide. So that's our method of doing this. We have a limited number of collectibles. We have a drop dead number. We retire the collectible, and then we give the most possible access to people who want to buy, sell, or trade. And that's what drives the price up. The second thing we're doing is we're doing what's called a tiered promotion. We want to help our friends who have supported us. So we have a limited number of collectibles. We, at first, only offer the collectibles to our limited number of people, like you guys. And in many cases, they'll probably all sell out then. Don't know. And then we give it to a little bigger tier. And then, and only then, do we then have the celebrity post or promote the collectible on their massive social network. Now, what do you think is going to happen if somebody with 7 million followers promotes their collectible to millions of people, and all of a sudden they all come to the Celebrium site and they see they're retired? But remember, when it says retired, it says, but if you want to access these collectibles, or if you want an outlet to be able to buy them, go to the trading post. I don't think I have to say anything more, do I? So that's our tiered process. It's small audience, then big audience. Retirement, fixed number. This is the key to this whole thing. Now, last piece. At some point early in the process, not now, not in the next week, not even the next month, we are then going to allow people to buy the collectibles when we release them, that they can use a portion of the purchase price can be used using cloud coins. We're going to say, okay, you can use 80% cash and 20% cloud coin. Only the cloud coin value we set. We say, okay, let's say the current trading range is 8 to 10 cents. We could say, okay, you could use cloud coin, but the value is going to be 12 cents or 15 cents. Now, do you see how that can help potentially lift the value of cloud coin? Do you see how that works? I hope you do, because I think it's a pretty smart move. So we're going to take a portion, and when people want to buy the collectibles, they can use a portion of cloud. That's not now, and that's not in the next month, but very shortly thereafter. Okay? So here's how we're doing the soft launch. Since I can't reveal until we have not our pre-launch, but our full launch, I cannot reveal the who the celebrities are, we are right now able to sell what we call blanks. People can buy blank collectibles. And the key with collectibles, one of the reasons, this is how you make them, this is how you get, if the collectible, you want to buy the collectible as early in the numbering sequence as possible. So if there's 1,000 of a celebrity available, if you can at all possible get in the top 100, like the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, you really want to do that. So, I mean, doesn't mean that the 900th isn't going to be valuable. It should be valuable, I think. But certainly, the potential for more value is going to happen in those first 100, first 50. So what we're doing right now is we're doing a soft launch, and there's a strategy behind this, where people can get blanks right now. Once you get your blank, then we're going to have a special, I would call it a confidential launch, when we actually have the celebrities up in our system, and only the people that have blanks will be invited. Only those people. That's it. And they can take their blanks and they can turn them in for this celebrity, that celebrity. They could turn them in for 6 celebrities, 5, whatever. I think we're going to end up launching at 6. So what you want to try to do, if you want to, is get a blank. Now, we're not doing them. There's 2 levels or 2 types of people buying collectibles. There are fans who are like, fans. They're going to buy 1 or 2 or 3. And then there's collectors. And collectors are typically going to want to buy a number of them, 20, 50, 100, whatever the number is. And we are starting the collectible price at we think a lower number than we're going to ultimately do at some point down the run. We're going to start, depending on the number you buy, at anywhere from $12 to $20 a collectible. But we think that that's going to be the lowest we ever start these things off with, because after all, it is the world's first digital collectible. So if you want to get your blanks tonight, and one last reason we're doing this whole soft launch process, we want to sell out 10,000 blanks, and we know we'll do it fast. That's just not going to be a problem. Why? Because I'm negotiating with these celebrities and their talent agents, and when I show them that we did a soft launch and we already sold out all these collectibles, it's going to make negotiation not if or whether they're going to be celebrities in our system. It's just going to make it cost less. And if you're an owner of Digital Frontier Marketing, you're going to want us to pay less for the celebrity, because it means more money for Digital Frontier Marketing, which then ends up being more profits for you, and you. So here's how you get access to the soft launch right now with blanks. Okay, get your blanks. Then you're going to have an invite only blank holder is going to be able to come in before anybody else and convert your blanks into the celebrities that are going to be in the system. You go to Celebrium.com. Celebrium, we have what's called a soft launch pre-launch page. You go to Celebrium.com, Celebrium.com. C, cat, E, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, B as in Bob, R as in Ricky, IUM.com. Just like it sounds, Celebrium.com. Go in and get your blanks, because we're only doing collector level. We're not doing fan level, onesie twosies, only collector level. And you go to the bottom of the page and you'll see the price and you'll see purchase. You click on purchase. We're using Stripe, which is a really cool system. And if for whatever reason you have trouble ordering or don't know how to do it, you can always email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, and use the subject line soft launch, and I'll see if I can help you out. Okay, so we have news about Facebook, We're telling you what's happening with these Wall Street guys, how they're trying to accumulate coins and scare people away, get a bunch of coins, and they start selling them like crazy. Price goes flying high in the middle of June and July. Watch out for that. We got Facebook and Apple now warring with each other regarding data and information, and people get too much information. We think that's going to have a major effect on privacy currencies, particularly Cloud Coin. We're going to start promoting the heck out of that story with our PR agency starting tomorrow. Second to last, we have digital frontier marketing, crowdfunding that ends in 22 day, or 2 day. Jesus, 2 days and 4 hours now. It's now down to 4 hours. That ends. That's over. And then lastly, we have our soft launch of Celebrium.com. Celebrium.com. This is the soft launch just for people who come to my events. I then do the big announcement where I give you a lot more information. Oh boy, a lot more information on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. That's going to be spread to a much wider group of people. And then it's all about the big launch. So I hope that's been good. Now wait, whoa. We've got our drawing. And it looks like we have 220 people that have been here. So let's go ahead and put 221, 221. And let's find out who won the drawing. 5, 4, 3. Oh, one last thing. We're only doing 10,000 of the soft launch, pre-launch collectible. We're only doing 10,000 total before we do the hard launch, the actual launch. I forgot to say that. Only 10,000. That is it. And if you know anything about what's been happening with the coins, that'll fly off the shelf. Okay, so let's get back to our drawing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who wins. 186. Whoever was 186, you will find out that you've won your coins. We'll let you know tomorrow. But number 186 is the winner tonight. Listen, I want to thank you for attending. I hope you liked the information we shared tonight. And once again, thank you very much for attending.